Shalom and welcome to Who is Yahuah. Thank you for joining me as we gather today's portion from the scriptures. Today's reading is Yahuah, Leviticus, chapters 8 through 10. Yahuah, Leviticus, chapter 8. Yahuah spoke to Mashah, saying, Take Aharun and his sons with him, and the garments, the anointing oil, the bull of the sin offering, the 2 rams, and the basket of unleavened bread. Assemble all the congregation at the door of the tent of meeting. Mashah did as Yahuah commanded him, and the congregation was assembled at the door of the tent of meeting. Mashah said to the congregation, This is the thing which Yahuah has commanded to be done. Mashah brought Aharun and his sons and washed them with water. He put the tunic on him, tied the girdle around him, clothed him with the robe, and put the ephod on him. He tied the skillfully woven band of the ephod around him and fastened it to him with it. He placed the breastplate on him and put the Urim and the Thummim in the breastplate. He set the turban on his head. He set the golden plate, the Kadash crown, on the front of the turban, as Yahuah commanded Mashah. Mashah took the anointing oil and anointed the dwelling place and all that was in it and set it apart. He sprinkled it on the slaughter place 7 times and anointed the slaughter place and all its utensils, the basin and its base, to Kadash them. He poured some of the anointing oil on Aharun's head and anointed him, to Kadash him. Mashah brought Aharun's sons and clothed them with tunics, tied girdles on them, and bound headbands on them, as Yahuah commanded Mashah. He brought the bull of the sin offering, and Aharun and his sons laid their hands on the head of the bull of the sin offering. He killed it, and Mashah took the blood and put it with his finger on the horns of the slaughter place around it, and purified the slaughter place. He poured out the blood at the base of the slaughter place and set it apart to make atonement for it. He took all the fat that was on the inward parts, the cover of the liver, and the 2 kidneys and their fat, and Mashah burned it on the slaughter place. But the bull, its skin, its flesh, and its dung, he burned with fire outside the camp, as Yahuah commanded Mashah. He presented the ram of the burnt offering. Aharun and his sons laid their hands on the head of the ram. He killed it, and Mashah sprinkled the blood around on the slaughter place. He cut the ram into its pieces, and Mashah burned the head, the pieces, and the fat. He washed the inward parts and the legs with water, and Mashah burned the whole ram on the slaughter place. It was a burnt offering for a pleasant aroma, an offering made by fire to Yahuah, as Yahuah commanded Mashah. He presented the other ram, the ram of consecration. Aharun and his sons laid their hands on the head of the ram. He killed it, and Mashah took some of its blood and put it on the tip of Aharun's right ear, on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot. He brought Aharun's sons, and Mashah put some of the blood on the tip of their right ears, on the thumbs of their right hands, and on the big toes of their right feet. Mashah sprinkled the blood around on the slaughter place. He took the fat tail, all the fat that was on the inward parts, the cover of the liver, the 2 kidneys and their fat, and the right thigh. And out of the basket of unleavened bread that was before Yahuah, he took 1 unleavened cake, 1 cake of oiled bread, and 1 wafer, and placed them on the fat and on the right thigh. He put all these in Aharun's hands and in his sons' hands, and waved them for a wave offering before Yahuah. Mashah took them from their hands and burned them on the slaughter place, on the burnt offering. They were a consecration offering for a pleasant aroma. It was an offering made by fire to Yahuah. Mashah took the breast and waved it for a wave offering before Yahuah. It was Mashah's portion of the ram of consecration, as Yahuah commanded Mashah. Mashah took some of the anointing oil and some of the blood which was on the slaughter place, and sprinkled it on Aharun, on his garments, on his sons, and on his sons' garments with him, and set apart Aharun, his garments, his sons, and his sons' garments with him. Mashah said to Aharun and to his sons, Boil the meat at the door of the tent of meeting, and there eat it with the bread that is in the basket of consecration offerings, as I commanded, saying, Aharun and his sons shall eat it. What remains of the meat and of the bread you shall burn with fire. You shall not go out from the door of the tent of meeting for 7 days, until the days of your consecration are fulfilled. For he shall consecrate you 7 days. What has been done today, so Yahuah has commanded to do, to make atonement for you. You shall stay at the door of tent of meeting day and night, 7 days, and keep Yahuwah's command, so that you do not die. So I am commanded. Aharun and his sons did all the things which Yahuwah commanded by Mashah. Uyakara, Leviticus, chapter 9. On the 8th day, Mashah called Aharun and his sons and the elders of Yashar'al. He said to Aharun, "Take a young bull for a sin offering and a ram for a burnt offering, both without blemish, and offer them before Yahuwah. You shall speak to the children of Yashar'al, saying, Take a male goat for a sin offering, a calf and a lamb, both a year old, without blemish, for a burnt offering, and a bull and a ram for shalom offerings, to sacrifice before Yahuwah, and a grain offering mixed with oil, for today Yahuwah will appear to you." They brought what Mashah commanded before the tent of meeting, and all the congregation drew near and stood before Yahuwah. Mashah said, "This is the thing which Yahuwah commanded that you should do, and the esteem of Yahuwah shall appear to you." Mashah said to Aharun, "Draw near to the slaughter place, and offer your sin offering and your burnt offering, and make atonement for yourself and for the people. Offer the offering of the people, and make atonement for them, as Yahuwah commanded." So Aharun drew near to the slaughter place and killed the calf of the sin offering, which was for himself. The sons of Aharun presented the blood to him. He dipped his finger in the blood and put it on the horns of the slaughter place, and poured out the blood at the base of the slaughter place. But the fat, the kidneys, and the cover of the liver of the sin offering he burned on the slaughter place, as Yahuwah commanded Mashah. The meat and the skin he burned with fire outside the camp. He killed the burnt offering, and Aharun's sons delivered the blood to him, and he sprinkled it around on the slaughter place. They delivered the burnt offering to him, piece by piece, and the head, and he burned them on the slaughter place. He washed the inward parts and the legs, and burned them on the burnt offering on the slaughter place. He presented the people's offering, and took the goat of the sin offering, which was for the people, and killed it, and offered it for sin, like the first. He presented the burnt offering, and offered it according to the ordinance. He presented the grain offering, took a handful of it, and burned it on the slaughter place, besides the burnt offering of the morning. He also killed the bull and the ram, the shalom offerings, which were for the people. Aharun's sons delivered to him the blood, which he sprinkled around on the slaughter place, and the fat of the bull and of the ram, the fat tail, and that which covers the inward parts, and the kidneys, and the cover of the liver. He put the fat upon the breasts, and he burned the fat on the slaughter place. Aharun waved the breasts and the right thigh for a wave offering before Yahuwah, as Mashah commanded. Aharun lifted up his hands toward the people and blessed them, and he came down from offering the sin offering, the burnt offering, and the shalom offerings. Mashah and Aharun went into the tent of meeting, and came out and blessed the people. And the esteem of Yahuwah appeared to all the people. Fire came out from before Yahuwah, and consumed the burnt offering and the fat upon the slaughter place. When all the people saw it, they shouted and fell on their faces. Uyakara, Leviticus, chapter 10. Nadab and Abyhu, the sons of Aharun, each took his censer and put fire in it, put incense on it, and offered profane fire before Yahuwah, which he had not commanded them. Fire came out from before Yahuwah and devoured them, and they died before Yahuwah. Then Mashah said to Aharun, "This is what Yahuwah spoke, saying, I will show myself Kadash to those who come near me, and before all the people I will be esteemed." Aharun held his shalom. Mashah called Misha'al and Al-Safan, the sons of Azial, Aharun's uncle, and said to them, "Come near, carry your brothers away from before the Kadash place, outside of the camp." So they came near and carried them in their tunics outside of the camp, as Mashah had said. Mashah said to Aharun and to Al-Azar and Aithamar, his sons, "Do not let the hair of your heads hang loose. Do not tear your clothes, so that you do not die, and so the wrath does not come on all the congregation. But let your brothers, the whole house of Yashar'al, bewail the burning which Yahuwah has commanded. You shall not go out from the door of the tent of meeting, lest you die, for the anointing oil of Yahuwah is upon you." They did according to the word of Mashah. Yahuwah spoke to Aharun, saying, "Do not drink wine or strong drink, you or your sons with you, when you go into the tent of meeting, lest you die. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations. You are to make a distinction between the Kadash and the profane, and between the unclean and the clean. You are to teach the children of Yashar'al all the statutes which Yahuah has spoken to them by Mashah. Mashah spoke to Aharun and to Alazar and Ithamar, his sons who were left. Take the grain offering that remains of the offerings of Yahuah made by fire, and eat it without leaven beside the slaughter place, for it is most Kadash. You shall eat it in a Kadash place, because it is your portion and your son's portion of the offerings of Yahuah made by fire. For so I am commanded. The waved breast and the contributed thigh you shall eat in a clean place, you, your sons, and your daughters with you, for they are given as your portion and your son's portion out of the sacrifices of shalom offerings of the children of Yashar'al. They shall bring the contributed thigh and the waved breast with the offerings made by fire of the fat, to wave it for a wave offering before Yahuah. It shall be yours and your sons with you as a portion forever, as Yahuah has commanded. Mashah diligently inquired about the goat of the sin offering, and it was burned. He was angry with Alazar and Ithamar, the sons of Aharun who were left, saying, Why have you not eaten the sin offering in the Kadash place, since it is most Kadash, and he has given it to you to bear the crookedness of the congregation, to make atonement for them before Yahuah? Behold, its blood was not brought into the Kadash place inside. You should certainly have eaten it in the Kadash place, as I commanded. Aharun spoke to Mashah, Behold, today they have offered their sin offering and their burnt offering before Yahuah, and such things as these have happened to me. If I had eaten the sin offering today, would it have been acceptable in Yahuah's sight? Mashah heard that it was pleasing in his sight. Thank you for joining me to gather today's portion. May we continue seeking Yahuah through his word and growing in the knowledge of him one day at a time until Yahusha gathers us. Shalom.